Do you feel like you're wearing all the hats and doing all the things? What I have for you here, it may surprise you a little bit. So just give me like the next few moments of your time and oh my gosh, we are gonna break some beliefs that you have. So hey, I am Joanne Crone. I'm your no guilt parenting coach, and I've helped thousands of women go from doing it all to actually getting help and participation from their family while still connecting with their kids. And I want to take you back to Christmas in 2018 for me because I was doing all the things. I was arranging all of the dinners. I was arranging all of our parties. Like we have a really, really busy month here in my family in December. My birthday's December 4th. My daughter's birthday is December 16th. My brother-in-law's birthday is December 21st. Like it is really, really busy. So busy that I really don't even like to think about Christmas or the holidays which we celebrate until after my daughter's birthday. Like that's when I start planning, which only gives like less than 10 days. But that's how it goes, right? And so I was doing everything. I was buying my daughter gifts. I was making plans for her birthday dinners. And then I was coordinating with family and friends to do their parties, to go to holiday dinners, to make sure our family was included in holiday dinners, shopping for white elephant presents, making all the food, doing all the things, right? And I have a very, very wonderful and supportive husband and two kids who are now 16 and 11, but then were probably around 12 and 8. So after all of this commotion, after all of this Christmas like joy that I tried to bring to our house, on Christmas Day, I was done. And I ended up crying on the couch, like just crying, sobbing, like tears going down my face. And my family was kind of looking at me like they broke me. And I was broken. I felt like that entire holiday season, I did completely alone. I did not feel the joy of Christmas. I felt so lonely, so in despair. And I knew at that moment, like I could not do that again. I could not go through Christmas that way ever again. And that breakdown for me was a big signal. It wasn't a signal to my family, but rather it was a signal to myself. A lot of times, like we really try to tell ourselves we shouldn't be angry in situations. If you're doing that right now and you're like, oh my gosh, I feel so angry, I feel so resentful, I shouldn't feel this way, I want you to stop. I want you to take a deep breath because that's what I was doing to myself too. Now I look at my anger as a signal. It is a signal that something needs to change and I need to do something to make that change happen. So what happened after that Christmas is that I told my husband, I'm like, I can't do this whole thing by myself anymore. Now, he has a very, very like high, busy job. And so I thought by taking all of that on myself, I was actually protecting him because he was doing end of the year reviews. He had a big project coming up. I thought I was sacrificing myself for him, and like everyone would be so appreciative and they'd be like, yeah, like I think that's what we all think. We're all socialized to think that as women. But what happened is it just created this division between us because I expected something he didn't even know I was doing, nor did he know he had to give. So we sat down and we had a conversation about what exactly needed to change, not just during the holiday season, but during like the entire year, because the holiday was just the entire year, like times 400. Like holidays really have the way of showing you exactly how much you do in the house and what exactly needs to change, to be helped, to be taken off of your shoulders. And so we listed with our kids all of the work that had to be done in our house. And we started to split apart these tasks. Now, it wasn't so much the kids' involvement, because I have to tell you that at first, having kids involved in like household chores, it is more work. It is more work from the get-go. It is easier to do it yourself. So if you've ever felt that way, you're totally right. It is easier. The big change was getting my husband on board with me. Getting on the same page with him, because there are two adults in this household and I did not need to take on all the work to save him from something that I thought I was saving him from. So if you feel that right now, you're taking on all the work, it's actually called the mental load. And the mental load is all of those things that are going on in your head, all of those appointments you need to schedule. If it's in the holidays, all those gifts you need to buy, all those dinners you have to do, all that scheduling that needs to be done, everything that you keep a running tally of in your head, that's called the mental load. And women historically bear more of the mental load than their partners. So having him on board and starting this conversation was the first thing that helped. Now, it's not a fix though, because both men and women are socialized. Women take care of all the things in the house because it's just what we saw our moms do. Whereas men usually take on more of the physical labor, which is what they saw, the men in their house doing. Not for every family, but usually, typically, that's what happens. So after that initial conversation, there have been more conversations where now my husband and I have a weekly date lunch where we talk about all the things that are going on that we need to take care of as a team, where it's not just me alone. And it's also been kind of a retraining of our kids too, because they used to be coming to me for everything they needed. And now that they are actually going to my husband for some things they need. My daughter needs a Target run. She's going to text my husband, even though I'm here in the same house working. She is texting my husband. My son needs something. He is texting my husband for those things as well, not just me. It's a process that needed to get going because of my breakdown on Christmas Eve. Now, you might be going through the same thing right now, and I get it. And it is so hard. It's so hard when you feel like you are alone and you are doing everything on your own. But if you have an adult partner in the home, they should be taking on some of that work as well. It doesn't mean that if you're a stay-at-home parent and they work outside the home, you don't need to keep taking on all those responsibilities, because I'm going to tell you, staying at home and kids are a 24-hour-a-day responsibility. And it's not fair if you're working 24 hours a day and your partner is only working 8. That's not fair. So just know that taking on all the things and doing all the tasks, your anger is a signal that something needs to change. And that change can happen. I see it in my house. I feel like my husband and I split the load equally. So with that, if you are having trouble right now, feeling like you can't delegate anything, feeling like the whole workload is on you, I want to get on a Zoom call with you. There's a link right below. You can schedule a meeting with me. We can talk. We can see where in your life that there is room for improvement. We can see where in your life that you may be able to have these conversations and have this communication with your partner, and how you can even improve your strategies for connecting with your kids. So that link is right below. The best mom is a happy mom. Take care of you. I'll talk to you later. Bye.